My name is Kadarius Collins. I am a student at JTech. Today I will be giving you a brief overview of the undercarriage and a brief inspection. The undercarriage, the inspection can be on a number of different things. Could be on your brakes, steering, could be under your wheels and tires. So today I'll be giving you a brief overview of it all. So when you first get up to your truck, now mind you, this truck is up on the lift, and it does have chocks on the other side on both the forward and the back of the passenger side steer tire. So when you first get up here, what you want to do first is you want to check your rim for any corrosion being rust, anything like that. You want to check your lug nuts to see if you have any shiny spots, if you have any flattened threads. Make sure that your lug nuts are tightened as they're supposed to be. Like these lug nuts, they should be tightened between 450 and 500 psi. Along with your steer tires, you want to make sure that you also check your drive tires. Check your drive tires for the same things. You want to also ensure that your valve stems are 180 degrees apart, that your lug nuts are all tight on all four tires. You want to make sure that you check both drive tires. Along with checking for the tightness of your lug nuts, you want to also ensure and check your tread depth. Number one is you want to make sure there's no cuts, no dry rotting in your tires. You want to check your tread depth. Minimum tread depth is 230 seconds. You want to also make sure there's no cuts and gouges in your tread. You want to give a good inspection to all the tires around your truck, both drive tires and steer tires. Moving on up under the truck, we want to come up under the truck, and we want to give a pretty good inspection, looking at our airbags. Make sure we don't have any cuts and gouges in those guys. Right? We want to check the backs of our wheels. Make sure there's no rust, anything that would fail DOT. Right? We also want to come back here and have a look at our air tanks. So we got our secondary air tank right here. This will be our supply air, and on the other side will be our primary air tank. So one of the things you want to be doing is you want to, make sure that they do hold air. Also, you want to make sure that when you're checking your air tanks that you drain out whatever water is in there, because especially in your wet tank, in your supply tank, it does hold water. So you want to make sure that before you operate your truck, that you want to go through and drain your air tanks. Moving forward, we want to go through and give a good inspection under our truck. You want to make sure that you're checking all your lines for any rust. You're checking, your brakes, your steering lines, your brake lines, your air lines, and everything like that. Make sure that none are broken, none are corroded to the point of failure. If during your inspection, and that's something that you find, that's something that you want to correct right away. You want to tell your customer what the issue is and get it fixed right away. You don't want to let stuff like that lag around. So we want to come up under here. We want to give a look to our cross member here. To our cross member. Give a good look, a good tug to our drag link. We got our pitman on up here. Want to make sure that it's properly greased. Checking all your grease fittings. Making sure that everything is properly greased as it should be. So you want to go through, you want to make sure that you check all your all your grease fittings, all your Zerk fittings, ensuring that you're greased as you should be. And on everything, you want to make sure that you're greasing it right. You don't want to go through and like blow out any boots or anything like that. You want to make sure that you do have cotter pins in all of your castellated bolts. Like this one, you're missing a cotter pin. You want to give a good tug right here to your drag link. Make sure that you don't have any free movement or play in there. All right, and you want to go through and if you could, check your thickness of your brake pads, right? So, because this truck here has disc brakes, so it does have a caliper and rotor, just like you would see on your car or something like that. Also, as you're doing your inspection, you want to make sure that you're checking your steering. You got your steering gearbox up there. You got your pitman arm here. You got your drag link here, right? Just making sure that you don't have any movement in places where you shouldn't have any movement. You want to check your steering linkage up there. Make sure that it's properly greased as it should be, and that you don't have any movement past what 30 thousandths is the max movement that you can have in that. And that's pretty much it.